There is no magic in gold. However, it does possess an incredible amount of power. And in this video, I will explain how you can harness that energy. And we'll talk about that and so much more as we explore. There's something special about gold. Just the look of it is alluring. It's very powerful, and that is why, for thousands of years, civilizations have recognized it as a store of value. A lot of it because of its beauty. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but most who behold gold behold its beauty and recognize its beauty. To me, that is quite powerful. But you know, there's so much more to gold than just that. As the wheels of time keep spinning, we recognize that throughout history we've seen it utilized in ornamentation in ancient civilizations. We've also seen it coined the most efficiently by the Romans with the salutis. We've also seen standards being built around it, monetary standards, because they recognize that gold is indestructible. There's really no way to break it down other than by using a formula called aqua regia, but even with that, it can be reconstituted yet again in the form such as what happened with a Nobel Peace Prize at one point in time, and that is quite powerful indeed. The power of gold is alluring. In fact, wars have been fought over it. People have been getting what's known as gold fever. They will risk their own lives for it. And once they capture the gold fever and they accumulate gold, well, there is no cure once you have it. However, you have to be careful. With great power comes great responsibility. The power of gold is so alluring that it can cause people to have a very possessive nature of it. We've also heard about that with regards to the leprechauns and gold, right? And mythical tales. And, it is truly transcended both fables, fact, and fiction gold has. And it's really kind of a mystery as to how its power has been utilized and how it's been talked about throughout the course of history in multiple different cultures. It's mentioned hundreds of times in the Bible and in other religious manuscripts as well. And understanding the power that gold has, even the promise of maybe even seeing it when we die and go to heaven, is something. But that should not be the driver, the driving force. Because understanding the power of gold also understands that we need to keep a level head with regards to gold. The Bible talks about that the love of money is the root of all evil. Well, gold indeed is money. It is sound money, and we should not love it above and beyond God. But nonetheless, it is okay to tap into and harness the power that is gold. And how can we do that? Well, we can do it by accumulating gold and transferring what is known as unsound money to sound money. That's right. This is the almighty dollar, and I don't say that lightly because it really is the almighty dollar. In fact, about 58% of all international transactions utilize this currency. And we know that it is part of foreign exchange holdings and reserves of many central banks around the world. That is something that is not going to change anytime soon, but it is a unsound form of money. It is losing value year over year by design by the Federal Reserve. Of course, right now we are in an era of inflation, and inflation is something that is going to continue at some point or another for the unforeseeable future. But gold does not inflate. It also does not deflate because its value transcends time and monetary systems and cultures. That is the beauty of gold. That is the power of gold, and that will continue. Now, with gold, you have this idea that it is a stable store of value, and when you understand that with regards to price, and why the price fluctuates as it does with gold as a commodity, because it is indeed a commodity as well as a monetary metal. You have to be able to separate the two, separate between price and value. And that's exactly part of the allure of gold and the power of gold, because those of us who hold it understand that it indeed is value in and of itself, intrinsically, as it has been for so long throughout history. So much so that most of us understand the power so greatly that if the central bankers or the government were to offer you an insane amount of money for one of your gold ounces, more than likely you would say no. I'll give you a for instance. Let's say there's some sort of monetary reset, and they tell you, well, we want to give you 5,000 of our new dollars for 1 ounce of your gold. And as a buyback program, most of us would say no. We'd be very emphatic in our denial of that offer, because we know that gold transcends. We've seen this happen before in the 1930s under an executive order by Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who, yes, indeed, had a confiscation and order to call back all of the gold, made it illegal to own more than a few ounces other than collectible coins. And he did so, and the value and the price of gold went up, and it went up dramatically. The same thing could happen again. Now, I'm not saying they're going to come and confiscate your gold anytime soon, but more likely they will entice you with the carrot. And most people would be very wise to not take part in that, because no matter how much money they offer you for your gold, that's a sign that that money, that unsound money, is about to change and is about to be it's going to be a very bad thing if that occurs. That money is going to be worth less and less, but your gold will maintain its value. Folks, that alone is the power of gold that transcends monetary systems. And what's the other powerful thing about gold is indeed its beauty, as we've talked about before. You can see here a variety of different gold coins that do showcase gold's beauty in many different ways. It can be carved and struck and frosted and finished in certain ways and certain aspects that make it quite appealing to the eye. And there's something to be said for that. And I think that that alone is part of the driver that gold has. You know, gold, unlike any other metal, is the only one that has this really enriched yellow color to it. And of course, some people say, well, gold itself is a color, and maybe so. There's something alluring about it and differential in terms of the different types of coins. Alloys can be set up in such a way where it has a deeper red color to it, and others a brighter, more distinct yellow color. It's pretty amazing the different variety of finishes and styles that gold has. And to me, that alone is very, very powerful. One reason why I like to accumulate gold is because, indeed, it is rare. The rarity factor is incredibly appealing and amazing, because it's not too rare that it's out of the radar of most folks, but it is rare enough that it does indeed become desirable. And that desirability is something that will continue. And gold will always be more rare than silver, for instance, and gold will always have a factor of a lot of value in a small space. And so therefore it's very portable, very, very portable, and that is very powerful. You can tap into that by having and buying an ounce of gold. I issued a challenge earlier to stack 1 ounce of gold, or every silver stacker should have 1 ounce of gold in your possession. And to hold that 1 ounce of gold is unlike anything you've ever experienced before, because it has this weight, this density to it that's unmatched by most any other metal out there. And especially for its color, it is completely unmatched. But gold is something that is very valuable in a small amount of space, making it very portable for storage and to move it if you need to move it quickly. That's pretty amazing when you think about it. This is why I'm a huge fan of gold as a metal and why I have focused for the last several years more and more on accumulating this metal compared to any other metal out there. Let me know what your thoughts are about gold as a store of value, as a powerful metal. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch this video, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and appreciate the power of gold.